My case involving my children in CPS custody has been long drawn out for a number of years, since 2016 up until 2019.
We're going to take another call. It's Tanya from Texas.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Tanya, how are you? Hi.
Hi. Oh, wow.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Do you have a question for us or a story to tell?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Well, go ahead. Let's hear it.
I'm in Texas. I'm actually a California native. I've just been in Texas too long. My case involving my children in CPS custody has been long drawn out for a number of years, since 2016 up until 2019. And I was just made aware of that. Like, I went through, the whole appeals process. I lost my PPR rights. And I found out through a private investigator that my children had been adopted shortly after I had lost my parental rights. And I lost my rights September 4th of 2019, and this private investigator told me that my children had been adopted. It was November, December of 2018. And I was really angry. I said, "You're lying." I said, "How is that?" I said, "Because I was told that that's illegal. No one can adopt my child or children, until my whole due process is played out." And so then I just found out, like, recently, like, my brother had a lawyer. He was fighting to get taken territory rights over my children to prevent them from being adopted. And about 2 months ago, he told me that they denied him to, have rights over my children. They were going to start the adoption process. And I'm like, and I just got really frustrated. I said, because, okay, if this is true, I said, well, I was told that they were already adopted. And the private investigator said, yeah, I've seen your children. They're with this pastor and his wife at their church, at their home. And I'm like, okay, this is so wrong on so many levels. I'm like, I did not get a fair trial. My civil rights were violated. I didn't get due process. If all this is true, so what I'm needing to do now is, of course, I'm fighting to get my kids back, even though I've been told they've been adopted. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And then to top it all off, like, prior to my brother's lawyer telling him that he couldn't, they denied him rights over my child, I got served papers. They served me with citation papers telling me that I was being sued, I guess, by either the state of Texas or by my brother's lawyer. And then within the citation was, like, really strange. And, like, there's, like, 13 different subcategories stating, like, my brother was going to give, they were going to, award my brother rights over my children. Like, he was going to be awarded, I guess, like a partial conservatory rights. I don't know if that was like, I don't know if that meant like he was going to, because it still said that CPS had head managerial, but they were going to allow him like a temporary conservatory or whatever. And they were stating that me as the parent, I guess the respondent, I couldn't see my kids and so on and so forth. I'm like, okay, it sounded good, but I'm like, why are they suing me? So that's after that I found out, like a few days later, that's when my brother said, oh, my lawyer said he didn't get rights. I said, well, this citation says something different. I'm like, what's going on here? So I haven't heard anything else about the case. I'm just left in the wind. I'm blowing here, and I'm just so upset. So, for sure, I haven't seen my kids since August 2019. And
do you have an attorney on your case?
No, I don't. It's very hard. I can't find anybody to help represent me.
Didn't the court
do you have,
appoint you?
Were you,
I was going to say, didn't the court appoint you an attorney?
Yes, I've had I had a court appointed, and I also had an appointed appellate lawyer as well.
Are they able to help you at all?
They denied every argument he presented regarding my appeal for my case. They denied everything. And my lawyer, the appellate lawyer, was telling me, you have a really good shot in your baby tag. He said, because throughout my case, there's like huge, large gaps of just empty unaccounted for time. I just progressed on within my case, and they've been documented within the transcript. It states twice that they said they were going to award my kids back to me in 2017. They didn't do that. They said in 2018 they were going to award my children back to me, and they did not. And then the appellate lawyer was saying, they lost jurisdiction because, the ongoing of my case. And it was like, just oddball reasons. Oh, we can't convene because, and then Lyman has a chicken pox, or they're on vacation, and I'm like, what does that have to do with my children? This is crazy. So it just kept going on and on with making excuses, and I tried to get rid of my court appointed because she was doing just illegal things. She was, what is that called? She was like, she violated my patient confidentiality. She's talking to my mother about my case. I'm like, why are you talking to my mother? She knows nothing about what's going on, the reason why it would happen between when I was in Las Vegas with my kids, and they were trying to take my kids away from me then. And I'm like, that's a breach of client confidentiality. I even told the lawyer that. And she would curse at me, and, I would curse back at her. I'm like, crazy. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way. And I even tried to, get a different court appointed, and they wouldn't allow that. And then I even hired a woman who I thought was in my best interest, and she pretty much she just backtracked. She's like, I'm going to help you. I'll be, head, attorney of your case. And then once she talked to my court appointed, she just backed out. She's like, well, no, I'm not going to do it. She says, because something, I don't know, it's just crazy. She's like, it's going to be too much, and I don't know what I'll entail with that. But, I mean, I tried several times with the court appointed. And the thing she didn't tell me, that I should have been made aware of. So, but yeah.
Well, Tanya, I have good news, because the website that we just built will, in the future be able to help families in your area be able to find an attorney to take their CPS case. So that is something positive. Now, can I ask you, do you have a question that Vince or I can answer specifically about your case today by any chance?
Well, yeah, I'm on the website right now. I wrote it, I was listening in on the first call, and I wrote down the website. I'm on the website now. I just haven't completed it as of yet. Yes, the question I have is, there's just a lot of odd things within my case, like the ad litem for my two boys. I had this ad litem who was there. I'm sorry. This was their lawyer. She was my children's lawyer. I think my oldest son's lawyer. And she was able to, within my CPR case, they allowed her to step down as a lawyer and be a witness. And I was like, what are you talking about? So they were like, my lawyer told me, the court appointed, she's like, she has some evidence that she wants to submit to the court. And I said, really, she's allowed to do that? And then when court convenes, she's a lawyer again. She's no longer the witness. And I just seemed really underhanded to me. I'm like, but I can't call somebody in to represent me or have a witness and say, this witness is no longer a witness. She's actually, I don't know, a lawyer or something. I'm like, does that make sense? Are you guys familiar with that?
No, I'm not familiar with it. Remember, I'm licensed here in California, not in Texas. But,
right.
In California, it's a very rare situation where a lawyer is a witness and a lawyer on the case. Here in California, we have something called minors attorneys, and, they make arguments and sometimes representations, factual representations to the judge, but it's not quote-unquote evidence because, they're not under oath and they're not on the witness stand. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I know that in some cases, and I think maybe in Texas, people have called me and said, hey, there's a GAL. And I got the impression, that the GAL was also the minor's attorney. That may not be accurate, but here in California, they have a minor's attorney and a separate GAL. Generally speaking, the GAL here in California is not a lawyer, but they do present evidence to the court through a GAL report, and they call it a guardian ad litem report. And, a lot of times those reports are very helpful if you're the judge or the minor's attorney. but I don't know exactly, your case in Texas. But Tanya, this is what I want to leave you with. I want you to contact your lawyer and find out if there's anything that you can do. I think at the beginning you said your rights have been terminated. So you want to make sure that if your rights have been terminated, that if you want to file an appeal, that you can do that, or if there's any type of post-termination motion that you can do to set aside the judgment against you or the adoption, that maybe you can do that. Okay? I want to thank you for calling in. I want to thank you for listening. Uh, Give us a call in a few weeks and give us an update on what's happening with your case.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Hey,